Good morning. It's Saturday morning, February 29th. Bonus day. I love bonus day. Leap year, awesome. Yay. Honestly, I didn't even think about it until yesterday when somebody told me. Anyway, today is going to be an awesome topic. We're going to talk about keys to consistent implementation. And this has been this is something that I really struggled with in the past. My history with diet and working out was all over the place. I would get very motivated for certain things, sometimes like, I don't know, just I would get some like wave of motivation and be like, I'm going to start this workout program, or I'm going to go to the gym every day, or 3 days a week, or whatever my goal was. Or I would find some diet that I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to drop 20 pounds. And what would happen is I would always do really, really well at first. So maybe it even lasted 2-3 months and I would lose like 20, 30 pounds. But it's after I would hit the goal that I would just lose it. And so, for example, I worked really hard, probably like 6 months leading up, or maybe even more, leading up to my wedding. And literally, I got married. I looked awesome. My arms were chiseled, kind of like they are now. And I looked great in my wedding gown. We went to Rome. We went to the Vatican, and I came home. Within 6 months, I gained 30 pounds. Not intentionally, and nothing really was like, actually, my life was less stressful than it ever was before. I graduated. I got married. I wasn't working full-time anymore. I mean, I was working kind of full-time. Like my life was the least chaotic it ever was, and I gained 30 pounds. So it was just crazy. That's how I worked. Like I'd go in and out of these like moments of, or waves of motivation, and I would just go for it. But why was I like totally falling apart afterwards? I know that they say 21 days like can create a habit, or even 66 days or 90 days. And I was doing those things, but then I fell apart because I realized now there were certain things that I was missing from my formula. You know what I mean? So let me explain. I always did. So there's a couple. I was reading this book, by the way. You should really grab it. It's so awesome. The One Thing. It's such a great book. But what I realized is that when I read this, and he talks about implementation and really like living your priorities and becoming a master at something. And this one chapter really hit home for me, and it's the 3 commitments, right? So he breaks down like what actually keeps somebody going. What are the actions? And one thing that he talks about, I did live my life by, and it's if it's to be, it's up to me, right? So I had a lot of great influences in my life, and I realized at an earlier age that I had to take the bull by the horns. Like I was not a victim, and I was going to take ownership of what I wanted, right? And I wasn't going to blame other people, and if it was to be, it's up to me. And I lived that mentality, and so it wasn't that piece that was missing. I had that piece. The other thing that he talks about is following the path of mastery, meaning find somebody who's done it before and copy them in your own unique way, right? If you know somebody who got to the goal that you wanted to get to, then talk to them, ask them questions, maybe find their book, maybe have coffee with them, whatever it is, but seek out that knowledge of somebody who's already been there and accomplished it, and start to mimic what they're doing. I also had no problem with that. Even when I would read books, I would try to learn, I'd be open to new knowledge. I would, even like when I went to the gym, I would grab magazines, or I would look up different workout routines before going to the gym, and I'd always go to the gym prepared. I'd have a clipboard. I'd know exactly what workouts I was going to do. I was even tracking my weights. Like I did not have that issue. That was one piece that I didn't have a problem with. And I had no problem asking people I knew who were successful with certain things and really interrogating them. Hence the reason why I do these interviews, because I love to get new knowledge and find out more effective ways of doing things, right? So I had no problem with that. But there was one piece I was really missing. And when I was reading this book, I was like, oh my gosh, that's the piece I was missing before. And it's funny because I tell people now what accountability groups are and why being in this community and along with being in the coach community, it has made my life better. And I've never been so consistent in my life. Like, I did end up losing the weight, which was something I've done before, right? I've lost the weight and I was working out, but something magical happened. I never stopped. So when I was struggling and I came to this system and I lost my 30 pounds, I kept going. For 10 years, I never stopped working out, ever. And sure, I would gain weight and lose it when I got pregnant, but in between there, I was consistent with my weight. So what was it? What was the difference? And here's the thing he talks about. I don't know if you ever heard of the what do you call it? The I'm brain farting here. The test or study, the study they did way back about writing out your goals. People who write their goals are 41% more likely to hit their goal versus people who just say their goal or make a goal but never actually write it down, right? So that study was done a long time ago. Another guy came around and decided, I'm going to redo that study, first of all, to prove that it still works or to prove that it doesn't work, one or the other. I don't remember which one it was. His name's Dr. Gail Matthews, and he did research on individuals, and he came up with the same answer. Those who wrote down their goals were 42% more likely to succeed. However, he went one step further. But there's more. Individuals who wrote down their goals and sent progress reports to their to a friend were 77.6% more likely to achieve them. 77.6% more likely to achieve them just by sending a friend the progress report of their goal weekly, I think it was. As effective as writing down your goals can be, simply sharing your progress toward your goals with someone regularly, even if just a friend, makes you almost twice as effective. That is so important to know, because you can really be working hard for something, and if you knew there was one small little piece missing to be able to double your effectiveness, I would be willing to bet that you would do it, right? And so what I realized in that statement is, oh my gosh, that is the numbers behind why what we do works, right? But you have to use all of these. You have to take the mentality of saying, okay, if it's to be, it's up to me. The only thing about that one, and I'm going to warn you, is that sounds very lonely. It sounds like, well, I have to do this on my own and I don't need any help. But if you go back to the accountability piece, you realize, okay, it's really just a mentality of saying, I'm not going to be a victim. I'm going to find the solution, even if it means I need help. Right? I know in the United States, we have this like mentality of doing things on our own. Like, oh, like that was kind of our culture for a long time. Like, oh, I have to do it by myself. I feel like we're getting out of that culture right now, but that was like a big thing, like prideful, like I need to do this on myself. But really, we all work better when we're collaborative, right? And so you have to definitely get that mentality of I am not the victim and I can take control here, even if it means I need help from other people. But ultimately, it's my responsibility. Makes sense? So in what we do, here's how I break it down. So follow the path of mastery, right? So if you want to make sure that you are hitting your goals and you're being consistent and you're actually changing your lifestyle, I want you to follow these steps. Follow the path of mastery, meaning this is simple. With nutrition, we have the answers here, right? We have 2 amazing nutrition courses, 2B Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix. And to be honest, I am so beyond grateful that I've done both of them. I've gone through all the videos, both of them. I've implemented both of them at different times in my life, because now I have this amazing opportunity to use one in certain times and another in other times, or a mixture of them too, right? So that's learning it, right? But implementing it, now we have this amazing opportunity of learning from the master, from the people who've done it before, on an ongoing education. Anytime you're trying to learn something new and implement it in your life, it's best to submerge yourself in it. And you can use the word obsess, but it doesn't have to be obnoxious, right? But you need to submerge yourself in the information for your mind to just really take hold of it and keep it going and implementing it in your life. And our ongoing education, I'm falling in love with it. It just came out last month. I'm so in love with it. It's the mindset mentorship, right? Or, and I'm doing both, mindset mentorship or the monthly fix, where the people, the professionals, the masters, if you will, Alana Molstein and Autumn Calabrese brings out new information every month on how you can keep these systems implemented in your life. They interview people who've lost like 100 pounds and have kept it off, or 80 or 50 or whatever. They really break down different tips on how to implement this into your life. So if you think of the nutrition course as the learning aspect, but the ongoing education of the monthly membership or the mindset membership or the monthly fix, those are to like, how do I implement this in my life, right? And how do I keep going with this? They're so key, right? So that's follow the path of mastery. If there's a will, there's a way. You're going to figure it out. Right here, we already have your answers. That's a simple solution, right? Not hard to keep up with, easy to implement in your life. If it's to be, it's up to me. That's a mindset. That's a take ownership mindset. And with what we do, that's the mindset piece, where we suggest different topics or different books or different podcasts. It's really the growth mindset. And we are constantly, my books are over there, we are constantly suggesting different books to help you have your mindset be in a growth mindset mentality, right? So some books are Girl Wash Your Face, Slight Edge, The Compound Effect, Mastering Your Mean Girl, The One Thing. There's another one over there, but I can't read it. Oh, Miracle Morning. These are like literally life-changing books. And if you read a book and you only take one thing away from it and implement it, it can still be life-changing. So keep that in mind. They're not magic books, right? They don't have magic information in them. But when you submerge yourself and you're constantly giving yourself information that's going to keep you in this growth mindset, it's going to open up your world and help you understand and get out of the victim mentality and get into the if it's to be, it's up to me. If there's a will, there's a way. Like if you can be constantly repeating those in your head, then you're never going to come across a problem that doesn't have a solution, right? Or you're never going to beat yourself up over making a mistake, because you're going to remember that you're learning from it and you're going to get some positivity out of it because you just learned a new lesson, right? This is all mindset, and it's very important. If I look back when I was yo-yoing up and down, I might have had a better chance of being consistent if I was constantly in a growth mindset, because my little upswings wouldn't become into a huge upswing. So right now I'm like struggling with my last 5-10 pounds. I keep going up and down, 5 pounds up and down, 5 to 8 pounds, right? Because I'm trying to figure out my body. I'm still nursing. It's constantly changing. If I didn't have a growth mindset, I might let that really destroy my mindset and just start binging more, which I have done many times before, obviously, or I wouldn't have gone up and down that weight gain, or given up altogether, right? Which would also lead to me gaining so much weight. Because when I'm not working on making sure I'm healthy, weight comes on very, very quickly for me. I don't know if that's a DNA thing, but my whole family is like that, right? So I have to stay in a growth mindset. And there's another quote that has always hit me in my life, and I wish I could remember. I'm going to botch it up. I know I will. But it basically says, motivation's like taking a bath. You don't have to do it. Oh, God, why do I always screw this up? Basically, if you don't do it daily, you're going to stink, right? So keep up with the motivation. It's your responsibility to constantly be putting good information, positive information into your brain so that you are always in this growth mindset. So I used to read books a lot. I used to read all of these books I just suggested, but now I tend to listen to them. I realize I'm so busy that sometimes I push off reading, but if I know I can listen to it on Audibles, then it's a constant stream of information in my head. I'm never going to stop listening or reading. And then I buy the book if I want to like really study it, like highlight it, write things down, like this one, excuse me. I love it. I'm constantly writing things in it. Okay. So, and then the accountability portion. So do you want to increase your efforts 77.6%? I mean, that's a huge increase, right? That's a huge difference. So if you want to, you need to take ownership in the accountability groups you're in. If you're on this call, you're probably in an accountability group. And if you're not, then you need to message me and ask me about what I'm talking about, because it's really important. Our jobs of what we do as coaches is to bring communities together, right? When back in the day when I was going up and down my weight loss or like working out at some points and not working out at others, I realized that looking back, I had close friends. I could have asked them, but here to like do it also and hold me accountable. But at the time, all my friends were in different life stages of me. I had children very, very young. My life was very, very different than my best friends, and they weren't looking to do that. Like I was looking to make sure I'm healthy, work out, feel strong, but they weren't in that life stage. They didn't want it, right? And so I couldn't have them be my accountability partner. Plus, they just at the time frame, they lived far away, they were off to college, and we didn't talk a lot, right? So finding an accountability partner was hard for me. Doing this, I realized I'm actually creating a community around me of people who do want the same things as me. And because of that, it's easy to find an accountability partner. So in our accountability groups, you should dive into it. Take advantage of it. Use that as your platform, right, to hold yourself accountable. Then it's your responsibility to take it another step further. Grab somebody in there, ask them, can we be accountability partners? Ask your coach, hey, can you post something where we can match up accountability partners? Really find the way that it's going to work for you. It's your responsibility to hook up that accountability piece for yourself. And when it comes to nutrition, find somebody who's doing the same program as you. 2B Mindset, Ultimate Portion Fix, and make sure you send each other your progress reports, right? You can send lots of different options here. You can send your weekly weight if you're trying to lose weight. You could send your daily like tracking. If you are not hitting the goals that you want to, you need to track your food daily. Like write down everything you ate that day. Anything that you ate or drank, you put in the tracker, wherever it may be. You could do it on the Nutrition Plus app, or you can write it down and then text it to each other at the end of the day. Like make sure that they are looking for yours and you are looking for theirs, right? And that's going to hold you 77.6% more accountable and be more effective by doing that. So there's all kinds of options, but those things are so important, those 3 things. If it's to be, it's up to me. Hold yourself, like know that you are responsible for your results, no one else, and you're not a victim. You have the opportunity to make the change. Don't quit on yourself, right? And to help you with that, constantly be reading growth mindset books, right? Then on the next one, follow the path of mastery. That is so easy in what we do. I already said that, like we have the tools. So just those are where you can get all of your mastery information. And you have people who've done it before you. So if there's people in the group who've lost 40, 50 pounds, ask them more questions, right? Ask them the questions that you're seeking. Then hold yourself accountable. Use our accountability groups. really dive in and find those things that are going to help you. This could be a little bit of trial and error to figure out how it's going to uniquely work with you, but you have the steps and you have the tools. And so we have the full solution for nutrition, for fitness, and for you to change your mindset about yourself and be more positive and to really stay in a growth mindset. I hope those steps really help you. If you're missing one of those, then and you're not sure where to start, message me. I can help you. But that is, and message your coach. They're there for you. So by the way, if you have the chat, you can open it, but I'm finished, and so we have 5 minutes left. So if you want to unmute yourselves, you can ask me any questions. If you want to troubleshoot something that, you know, rang in your head while I'm talking, feel free. If you have any questions, feel free. I hope I was recording. Yeah, I was. Okay. Amy, you always want a picture. So if you guys are on here, unmute your videos and let's get a picture. I don't know if they will. It's too early. Everybody's like, oh, I don't look good. Yay, yay. Woo, we got some people unmuting themselves. That's great. Unmute your videos. Oh, hey, dude.
Oh, you see Chase?
No. Hi,
See him now?
Hi, buddy. Yeah.
What?
Take the picture. 1, 2, 3.
I don't know how that works.
Got it.
Awesome.
Hey, Ashley, between the Ultimate Portion Fix monthly and the To Be Mindset monthly, which would you recommend? Or like, what's the big differences between? I don't know which one to get.
Okay, that's a really good question. So To Be Mindset and Ultimate Portion Fix are both very amazing programs because they're based in nutrition of health. Like they're not based in, I'm going to cut out a food group and I'm going to do drastic things to lose weight, even though they can help you drastically lose weight, but they're more focused in whole food nutrition, right? So keep that in mind for both of them. That's why they follow our mission of living healthy, fulfilling lives. Okay. So, what's the difference between the two? To Be Mindset is more of changing your mindset around food, changing your relationship with food, and like the actual like effective pieces of visualizing your plate versus weighing or measuring anything. So instead of weighing and measuring, what you do is you're going to look at your plate and kind of know the percentages of food that's supposed to be on there, right? It's very visual. It's pretty flexible. Like there's no, oh, you can't have cake, or you can only have chocolate twice a week, or like it's not as structured. But you're going to learn more about yourself because you're going to track everything and you're going to see what exactly how your body exactly reacts to what you're doing. So she gives really good guidelines. She focuses on vegetables and she focuses on water. If you're not a vegetable person, I actually recommend this program because it teaches you how to love vegetables and how to make them so that you love them. It's also a really good program on how to like make very quick, fast foods. Like if you're someone who works in an office and you can't eat like throughout the day, so you only have like one option, I'm going to eat lunch and I have 20 minutes to make my lunch or eat it or whatever. She actually gives you amazing options to make that quick meal at work with a microwave, right? So she's really good at that. And you don't have to eat 4 or 5 times a day. And a lot of people who do it are saying that they are having like food freedom. And I think that's the mindset piece. Like she really is helping you understand what food is and how to have a good relationship with it. Okay, so that's To Be Mindset. Ultimate Portion Fix, also an amazing program and can also help you lose 100 pounds. Actually, the girl who won $100,000 last year only used Ultimate Portion Fix, right? So Ultimate Portion Fix is more structured. So if you are the type of person who's like, just tell me what to eat and I'll eat it and I'll just do whatever you say, then that might be more of the one for you. And it has containers that you measure your food, tells you when to have those containers. it is more structured, like I said, and you're normally eating more around like 4 or 5 times throughout the day, okay? You're also focusing on water, and you're really learning about what's in the food, like sugar content, she really breaks down a lot of things. She also has both programs have information on how to help your kids eat healthy. Ultimate Portion Fix has like a 75 lunch ideas for kids, healthy lunch ideas for kids. So you can see why I like both of them. Like, I think it's important to learn both of them. I really do. Because you can take pieces from one and take pieces from the other, even if you're doing one full out. And what do I mean by that? You could be doing Ultimate Portion Fix using the containers, but still remember the information that Alana talks about with water. So anyway, if you're trying to figure out which one to start with, I'd say, are you traveling a lot? Do you only have limited times to eat throughout the day? Do you think you'll even use those containers? Because if not, I would go with 2B mindset. Do you need to know how to cook vegetables and really enjoy them? I'd say 2B mindset. If you are someone who's like more structured, or your life is chaos and you really want structure, I would say going with Ultimate Portion Fix, because it really, or if you're someone who just eats way, way, way too much, that also might be Ultimate Portion Fix, because it'll help you portion out your foods for you without having to count calories or learn points or all that stuff. And if you know that you need more structure, you might want to go with Ultimate Portion Fix. I hope that answers your question. Yep, I'm gonna follow Ultimate Portion Fix, but get 2B mindset monthly for veggies. Yeah. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you guys, that's a good idea. You're following Ultimate Portion Fix, but you're doing the monthly mindset with Alana, because she's really good at doing all like making veggies yummy. And so in monthly or membership, mindset membership, she's actually gives all new recipes, explains ways to make things really yummy with veggies. It's really, really good. So yeah, that's a good idea. I like that. If you don't have any other questions, I'm actually running out of time, so I'm going to let you guys go. Have an awesome weekend, and message me if you have any questions about this stuff, but I'm super excited for your success. And let me know if you have any success that you would love to share with others, because I'm always looking to interview people who feel like maybe you haven't reached the end of your journey, and I don't want you to feel that way, but if you have a little bit of success and want to share it, even if it's just your story, let me know, and I'll guide you through the process of getting on Coffee Talk. All right, love you guys. Talk to you later. Bye.